49. Tripitaka meets disaster and sinks to a water home. To bring salvation, Guan Yin reveals a fish basket. We were telling you about the great sage Sun, 8 rules, and Sha monk who took leave of the elder Chen and went to the edge of the river. Brothers, said Pilgrim, the two of you must decide which one will go first into the water. 8 rules said, elder brother, neither of us is particularly capable. You are the one who should enter the water first. To tell you the truth, worthy brother, said Pilgrim, if this were a monster spirit in a mountain, there would be no need for both of you to exert yourselves. But I can't quite do business in water. If I were to go into the ocean or walk in a river, I would have to make the water repelling sign with my fingers, or else I would have to change into a fish or a crab before I could go in. Since I had to make the sign, I would not be able to use my iron rod properly to attack the fiend. But both of you are used to water, and that's why I am asking you to go. Elder brother, said Sha monk, we can go in all right, but we don't know what to expect once we reach the river bottom. I think we should all go in. You can change into some kind of creature, and I can carry you along as I open up a path in the water. Once we find the lair of the fiend, you can then go inside and scout the place. If Master is still there unharmed, we can begin our assault at once with all our might. But if it were not this fiend who used the magic, or if Master had been drowned or eaten already by him, then there would be no need for us to engage in this bitter quest. We might as well go off in another direction as quickly as possible. How about that? What you said, worthy brother, said Pilgrim, is most reasonable. Which one of you will carry me? Secretly pleased, 8 rules thought to himself, I don't know how many times this ape has made a fool of me. So he doesn't know how to handle himself in water. Let old Hog carry him and give him a taste of his tricks. Laughing amiably, Idiot said, elder brother, I'll carry you. At once perceiving his intentions, Pilgrim nonetheless played along with him, saying, all right, that's fine. Your arms might be even a bit stronger than Wu Jing's. Thus 8 rules carried Pilgrim on his back. As Sha monk divided the water to make a path, the 3 brothers all plunged into the heaven-reaching river. After journeying for over 100 miles toward the bottom, that idiot was about to play a trick on Pilgrim, who at once pulled off a piece of hair, which he changed into a spurious form of himself clinging to the back of 8 rules. His true self was changed into a hog louse securely lodged in one of 8 rules' ears. As 8 rules walked along, he suddenly and deliberately stumbled so that Pilgrim was sent flying over his head. The spurious form, however, was only a transformed piece of hair. Once it left the back of 8 rules, it drifted away with the current and soon vanished. Second elder brother, said Sha monk, how would you explain this? Why didn't you walk more carefully? It would have been all right if you had fallen in the mud. Now the jolt has sent Big Brother off to who knows where. 8 rules said, that monkey can't even stand a fall, just once and he's melted already. Brother, don't worry whether he's dead or alive. You and I can go search for Master. It's no good, said Sha monk, for we must have him. Though he may not feel at home in water, he is far more agile than we. If he's not around, I shall not go with you. Unable to contain himself any longer, Pilgrim inside 8 rules' ear shouted with a loud voice, Wu Jing, old monkey's right here. On hearing this, Sha monk laughed and said, oh dear. This idiot is as good as dead. How dared you try to play a trick on him? Now you can hear him, but you can't see him. What are you going to do? 8 rules became so frightened that he went to his knees in the mud and kowtowed, saying, elder brother, it's my fault. Wait till we rescue Master, and I shall apologize to you once more on the shore. Where are you making all this noise from? I'm scared to death. Please reveal your original form. I'll carry you, and I'll never dare offend you again. Pilgrim said, you are still carrying me, all right. I won't trick you. Let's get going quickly. Still muttering his apologies, Idiot scrambled up and proceeded with Shamunk. They journeyed for another 100 miles or so when they came upon a towered building all at once, on which there was, in large letters, the inscription, Sea Turtle House. This must be the residence of the monster spirit, said Shamunk. But we don't know that for sure. How could we go up to the door to provoke battle? Wuqing, said Pilgrim. Is there any water around the gate? Shamunk said. No, in that case, said Pilgrim. The two of you go and hide on both sides of the door. Let Old Monkey go and scout around. Dear Great Sage. Crawling free of 8 Rules' ear, he shook his body once and changed again into a shrimp mother with long legs. With 2 or 3 leaps, he bounded right inside the gate. As he looked around, he saw the fiend sitting up there while his watery kinsfolk stood in 2 rows beneath him. There was also a striped-coated perch mother sitting by his side. They were all having a discussion on how to eat the tang monk. Pilgrim looked left and right with great care, but he could not find his master at all. Just then he saw a large-bellied shrimp mother come out and stand still in the western corridor. Pilgrim leapt up to her and greeted her, saying, Mama, the Great King is discussing with the others how to eat the tang monk. But where is the tang monk? He was captured yesterday, said the shrimp mother. After the Great King brought down the snow and created the ice. He is now imprisoned in a stone box at the rear of the palace. If by tomorrow his disciples do not show up to cause any trouble, we will make music and feast on him. After he heard this, Pilgrim chatted further with her for a while before moving toward the rear of the palace. He looked, and sure enough there was a stone box, somewhat like a pigsty that people use in a pig pen or a stone coffin. Measuring it, he found it to be approximately 6 feet in length. He crawled on top of it and soon heard the pitiful sound of Tripitaka's weeping coming from inside. Not uttering a word, Pilgrim cocked his ear to listen. Grinding his teeth in sheer frustration, the master said, I loathe river float, a life plagued by woes. How many water perils bound me at birth. I left my mother's womb to be tossed by waves. I plumbed the deep, seeking Buddha in the west. I met disaster at Black River before. Now in this ice break, my life will expire. I know not if my pupils can come here, or if with true scriptures I can go home. Pilgrim could not refrain from calling out, Master, don't be annoyed. The Water Calamity book says, Earth is the mother of the 5 phases. But water is their very source. Without earth there is no life. Without water there is no growth. Old Monkey has arrived. On hearing this, Tripitaka said, O disciple, please save me. Try to relax, said Pilgrim. Wait till we seize the monster spirit and you will be freed from your ordeal. Get moving quickly, said Tripitaka. 1 more day and I'll suffocate. That won't happen. That won't happen, said Pilgrim. I'm off. Turning around, he leapt right out of the gate and changed back into his original form. 8 Rules, he shouted. Idiot and Shamunk drew near, saying, Elder brother, what did you find out? It was this fiend all right, said Pilgrim. Who captured Master? He is not yet hurt, but he is imprisoned in a stone box. The 2 of you should provoke battle at once after Old Monkey has gone back up to the surface of the water. If you 2 can capture him, do so. But if you can't, feign defeat and entice him out to the surface. I'll attack him then. Have no worry, elder brother, said Shamunk. You leave first and let us size up the situation. Making the water-repelling sign with his fingers, Pilgrim darted out of the river and stood on the bank to wait for them. Look how violent that 8 Rules could become. Dashing up to the gate, he shouted in a severe voice, Brazen fiend, send my master out. The little monsters inside the gate were so alarmed that they went hurriedly to report. Great king, someone at the gate is demanding his master. That must be one of those brazen monks, said the monster. Bring out my armor. The little fiends took it out quickly. After he was properly suited up, the monster picked up his weapon and walked out the gate. Facing him on the left and on the right were 8 rules and Sha monk, who stared intently at him. Dear monster, look at him. His head wore a gleaming helmet of gold. A gold cuirass he had that flashed red light, pearl, and jade studded, a belt wrapped his waist. His feet wore strange boots of tobacco brown. The bridge of his nose rose high like a ridge. His forehead seemed like a dragon's, broad and wide. Both round and fierce his blazing eyes would glare. His teeth, like steel swords, were even and sharp. His tousled short hair did shoot up like flames. His long beard was groomed like a golden awl. His mouth held a pond weed, tender and green. His hands gripped a 9-grooved red bronze mallet. As the gates swung wide open with a creak, he bellowed like the thunder of triple spring. Features like his are rare in human world. Hence he's called Great King of Numinous Power. After the fiend walked out of the gates, about 100 little imps, all wielding lances and swords, followed him out and stood in 2 columns behind him. From which monastery have you come? He asked 8 rules. And why are you causing a disturbance here? You brazen creature, shouted 8 rules. You were almost beaten to death. You argued with me the other night, and yet you dare play ignorant and ask me again today. I am a disciple of a holy monk from the Great Tang in the land of the East, and a pilgrim journeying to see Buddha in the Western heaven for scriptures.